Good morning, folks. Mike here, Kirby's Country Life. I found this old knife many years ago, and I decided maybe I should put a handle on it. Quite a number of videos ago, I bought a ferro rod or Ferris rod from Amazon, and I put an antler handle on it, and then I glued it in. So I kind of want to do the same thing with this knife. I got a sheath here. It's from a Buck 119. Many years ago I was hunting and I had got my animal and I put my knife down in the snow, and you know how that goes. Well, I ended up leaving it there by accident. When I realized, I went back there the next day to try find it back, and I found footprints where I had tagged my deer and I couldn't find the knife back. So it's kind of heartbreaking, but yeah. But anyway, so I have a sheath here, and I have this knife, and it pretty much is the same, and would fit right in there. So I thought, what about making a custom one with an antler handle, and then put it in there, and then make this one all nice. So this is the shed that I used for this one. I have this is a muley shed that I cleaned up, and I had put that varnish on there and stuff. So I thought about using this one and then just removing that bump. But we'll see, because that would make it not a bad finger grip there if I went and made the knife a little bit longer. So that's not a bad idea. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to try use this shed and install it in here, and then see if I can make it kind of pretty and whatever else. So that's what my goal is. So I'm going to take this muley shed. When I found this muley shed, it was so bleached by the sun, and then I just used that antique oil and a clear coat, and that's what I ended up with. But it doesn't look super natural. It's too dark on this end of town. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a mark. See if I have a Sharpie here somewhere. Well, I'm going to find a marker first. Actually, I got a pencil. So, I got a pencil, and if I want my hand to sit, I'm right-handed, so if I want my hand to sit comfortably, then maybe what I'll do is I'll cut the antler right up to about there. And then what I can do is I can drill a hole through the antler to slide this knife in, and then I'll glue it in there, and then I'll pretty this up a little bit, and then I'll put a little bit of leather on there. I got a pack of leather from Michael's. It's a craft store. They sell just random packs of leather for cheap that are cut-offs and stuff. So if you're a little bit creative, you can come up with some stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this, and then we'll see about making it fit. Yeah, sometimes my videos are not super in-depth and stuff, but because what happens is my phone isn't very good, and my internet's terrible too, so I'll put a piece of leather on the antler so I don't damage it too much on here. And then I could use my bandsaw, but I'll just use a hacksaw for now. So there's my cutoff. That's not too bad. So now what I'm going to do is, before I shape it kind of nice, I'm just going to guesstimate where I want this to sit. So if I want it to sit flat and my hand goes like this, then approximately, or if I want my fingers to go like this, then I need the knife to sit something like so. But when you have it on a belt loop, you want this kind of sticking away from the belt loop. Like if that's your body, then you don't want it to be like poking like this. You want it to just sit a hair off like that. Plus I want this to sit approximately like so. It might be a smidge long, but because I have that sticker there, if I put my hand here, then I have control. But if I decide that it's too long, I'll just smoothen this right off. And we'll see what it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in here, and I'll see how the knife would sit in there approximately. So if I take my pencil, kind of mark about the middle of the handle, and then I'm just going to drill. Antlers are porous on the inside. They drill really easily. So I'll go all the way down. I don't want it to stick out. So that's not bad. So really, so almost got it. I bet you if you tap it, like if I wedge this out a little bit, it'll slide right in. So I'm going to do that. So then if I want my handle to sit approximately like here, then I might put a spacer in there. So let's try clean this out a little bit this way. See if it goes in this way. So that's not what I want. This is more what I want. I think I have to go a little further here. Don't want to drill too deep or I'll come out the other side. There. So that'll bump right up into that. And then my hand will go here. It still feels a little weird with this nub on here, but that's the thing that makes it look cool, is having a nub. What if I went this way? Then it's not comfortable, right? So if I went like this, and then put the handle on it, that would be all right. Okay. So I'll try that. I'll start with that, and then what I'll do is I'll shape the antler accordingly, how I think it's comfortable in the hand. The other option is I take this off, but that's not bad like that. And then you can just shape it. So I'll shape it down at a taper. So then if I use a knife, I can just use it like that. But it's really an experiment. So let me do that. I'll shape this down. I don't think they carve very well. I think you have to sand them down. But they make such a fine dust. I made that mistake already. But I got a little bit of a Dremel tool. I can do that. I just need to clean it up. Or I can use my grinder here And maybe I'll do that, and then I'll wear a dust mask and stuff, so because the dust is nasty. So I'm just gonna carve this antler down a little bit. Might end up just having to use the grinder on it, but the grinder makes such fine dust. But in order to get the profile I'm looking for, I'm going to have to grind it down quite a bit. So either that or I take this thing off, but I think this is soldered on there pretty good. Looks like this was made from like an old file or something at one time. But that's what I want. I got a piece of leather that I kind of cut. I thought maybe it can sit here right above the tang. And act as a backstop. I'm not sure if that's kind of what I want, because it would bump up against it. But maybe what I'll do is make sure the knife can go all the way to the bottom. Feels like it can. Because you want the glue to sit in there and then harden up. I'm going to use epoxy glue. See, because there's a bit of a gap there, and I don't care for that gap. But the profile of this has to be shaped down too to get what I'm looking for. But I might as well drill a hole in there for my lanyard. I'll try not to do the same mistake I did on the other one. But I'll start on this here. Whoops. Already making mistakes. So there's my lanyard hole. That should work. This one I made a mistake. I should have angled it so that it came out here, but instead it came straight across. So there's my lanyard hole. Probably not saying that right. But there's the basic knife. I'm going to trim this down, and then we're going to glue it, and then see about some kind of decorative or whatever. I don't know yet. But if you look at the handle, it looks too wide by the knife. The other option is to trim it, cut this off so that it sits like that. But I'm going to trim it down anyway, narrow it, and then see what I got. Well, I'll see about this. If it's too dusty, I'm going to trim this profile. If it's too dusty, I'm going to run to the shop and do it.
gonna buff this up. And look, it polishes bone really well. Maybe not there, but. That's okay, it gets a bit of a darker profile. Yeah, I like that. This here I'm gonna grind smooth. Gives a bit of a profile. Oh, I went a little too deep there. Oh well. There's my blank. And we're gonna get ready to glue it. So, I found a longer piece of leather. So, I thought about putting a antler bead on there. I still might. I'm not sure yet. The thing is, if you get something that knocks, it knocks into your knife. So we got this so far. Next step is I'm gonna glue it in. I'm gonna try to buff this thing up a little bit. See if I can make that look better than it does. So I'll take the tape off. I won't bore you with that. And then I'll see if I can buff it up a bit. And then I'll glue it into the handle, and then when it's all done, then we'll sharpen it. But for now, I'll take this off, I'll buff this, and we'll go from there. This blade is not 100% straight. I mean, it was a homemade dealio before. But I'm hoping I can customize it. And I'll do that. I'll clean this up and I'll buff it, and then we'll catch you for gluing. Okay, so got the knife blank, sharpened, cleaned up. Not sharpened yet, but cleaned up. So now I'm going to glue it into there. And once it's done glued, then it will fit into there. It's not going to be something you're going to carry through the bush, I don't think, but if you're going car camping or whatever, it should be good for that. Oh, I think this is used once. Oops. Okay. Got some 5-minute epoxy glue here from the dollar store, so hopefully it's good. I don't know how great it is, but we're gonna try it. Mix it up with a pick or something. Oh,
spork, MRE spork. And what I'll do is I'm gonna tape this because I don't want glue all over my handle. Try this again. Start feeding it down in there. Fill that cavity. It'll get into the pores of the bone. I'm just hoping that it'll stick. So I'm going to put some epoxy around the edges here so that it will kind of seal the outside there. And now the furnace is firing up, but I'm going to shove this in. Kind of working around. I can always I'm gonna clean that up. Before it dries. Okay. So there's our blank. There's our knife. Let's smear it around. Push it into the holes. And then we'll let that set. So, all right, there's the final product. I might engrave this yet with a Dremel tool, but I'm gonna have to practice on some other antlers first. But let's see here. See, there it sits in the case. Oh. And then good to go. Good for some camping adventures. And hopefully I don't lose it. Thanks for watching, folks. Crabs out.